It's Mother's Day weekend, and one way to celebrate Mom is to cook up a special meal or at least eat one with her. And while you're at it, why not show her your best side with good manners? Well, Nina Durante is the founder of Vancouver-based etiquette school Social Graces. I'm so glad you were able to come in and join us.
Oh, thank you for having me, Gloria.
Well, you brought in some beautiful flowers as well. So let's start with a gift for Mom. Cut flowers or a plant?
What I typically say is watch before you give cut flowers. The reason being is when you give someone cut flowers, then they're going to have to take the time to cut them, arrange them, find a vase, especially if they're cooking dinner. They may not have time to do that. So what I like to do is either bring a full arrangement that's already done or a beautiful potted plant.
Okay, then you don't have to find the perfect vase to fit it in. All right, you've got a couple of place settings for us here for a couple of different occasions.
So you don't have to be really fancy to have good manners. And so the first thing that I did was I brought a table setting with just your regular cutlery, regular plates, but it's a great way to also get the kids involved. So I had my little daughter do a menu there for you, you know, with the handwriting. Absolutely.
Right, Mom's dinner: chicken soup, salmon and veggies, chocolate cake and ice cream, and most importantly, love you, Mom.
So what mom wouldn't melt if she got to the table and that's what she saw.
Okay, but when we're talking about the whole idea of etiquette, isn't it kind of passé today? We're a pretty casual society overall.
Even though we're a casual society, that doesn't mean that there's not a place for modern manners. And dining is the #1 thing that I hear from parents that they'd like their children to be better at.
Yes, yeah, I can relate. I can relate. I'm not going to go into specifics. Napkin folding. You're going to give us a quick lesson?
Yeah, so napkins are a great way to add a little bit of punch to your setting. And it doesn't have to be a formal setting. You could also do it with your regular at home plates with a paper napkin. Okay. So you have the cloth, I have the paper here, and we're going to do what's called a Windsor fold.
Okay.
So the
Pull it all out.
Yep. The first thing that we're going to do, and it's important that it's square. If it's not square, just fold it so that it is.
Okay.
Okay. So then you're going to go corner to corner. And if you want it really, really fancy, you would actually iron each crease.
Okay. Let's not go there.
Okay. And then to the point.
Okay.
To the other point.
All right.
Okay. So take the bottom point there. We're going to go up 3/4, down.
All the way?
Yep. Flip over.
I'm going to have to look back at this tape later.
And do you see you have your 2 ends?
Oh,
fold
yes, fold those under.
Okay, pop that out.
Oh!
And then you have 2 little ears.
In theory, you have 2 little ears. Okay.
Yeah, so fold that over. You have 2 little ears.
That go out?
That go out. So if we have here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And there. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay.
And then you can put that on your plate.
Look at that. I get the fancy plate with the linen napkin on it there as well. How did you get into this whole etiquette system anyway?
I watched far too much Downton Abbey.
Did you?
To be completely honest. I was always a Martha Stewart growing up. I always loved to entertain, you know, it was always the please and thank you. But I watched too much Downton Abbey and I was going to London to run the London Marathon. And I was like, you know what, this is the perfect opportunity to go to finishing school. I loved it so much that I went back and got certified as a certified etiquette instructor. And here we are today.
Who knew that even existed? What would Mary do? What would Mary do? I think Mary would have this place setting. This is gorgeous, but there's an awful lot of cutlery and an awful lot of glasses.
Yes, so the one thing to remember when you have this much cutlery is you're going to be eating from the outside in. So that's how you know which fork to use, which spoon to use. The other thing, one of the big questions that I get is, how do you know which glasses are yours and which plate is yours?
Yes.
So the trick is you go like this.
Okay.
Okay, we might have to go backwards there
because
for the camera.
Yes.
And so you have a B and a D.
Yes.
This is bread, that's drink.
Oh, thank you.
The other thing is BMW.
I can't believe I waited this long in life to know that.
Yeah, BMW, bread, meal, drink.
Okay, well, the meal part is going to be obvious. There's no choices with that one. So basically, eat your way in.
Eat your way in.
And which glass to use.
And once again, you're going to be working your way in.
Oh.
So this we've snaked a little bit just for the sake of space. And it does look nice when it's offset. And once again, you're going to be going from the outside in.
Okay, and are these And
That's
there's a
actually
spoon
for
and
your
fork.
dessert.
That's for dessert. So that does go above the plate. And
does go
speaking of
above,
dessert,
yes.
what is the best way to approach something like this in a good manners kind of a way?
Well, traditionally, dessert is called the pudding. So if you ever heard of the pudding course, that's dessert, even though there's no pudding.
Okay.
Or no
In
chocolate
Downton
pudding there.
Abbey, they'd certainly call it pudding. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's eaten with a fork and a spoon. It's not a fork and a knife.
Fork and left?
Correct, fork and left, spoon and right. And you're going to be using your spoon.
I like it when you said correct. I just felt like, oh, I got it right. Okay.
And you're going to be using your spoon as if it was a knife. Okay, so you're not going to be scooping. You're not going to, like, this never touches your mouth, just as you would never put a knife blade to your mouth.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you show me.
Yes. So what you're going to do is hold it with your fork, and then just use it and the tip, and see how nicely that breaks off.
Okay, so this is your knife, and now you're just going to.
And then you put it on the
it.
back of your fork.
Oh, back of your fork.
The back of your fork.
Oh, you don't scoop it in because.
No, Lady Mary would frown at that.
Who most needs etiquette lessons? Would you say? Who could most benefit from them?
You know what? There's so many. It depends on the person's place in their career. Like the business etiquette is incredibly popular, and yet this afternoon I have 2 6-year-olds coming to learn dining etiquette.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, cheers to you.
Cheers.
And thanks for the tips. I'm going to take these with me. B and D, especially.
B and D. That's the big one. Enjoy.